guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing my mental health awareness challenge. I'm really excited about this because it's definitely something I'm passionate about. So I'm just gonna go ahead and start by explaining what this challenge is. I am calling it Speaking Out for Mental Health. I'm challenging you guys to make a video that is short, very to the point, to explain your struggles with mental health issues and then explain how you have overcome those obstacles and use them to become the person you are and how it makes you a better person. So I guess I'm just gonna start by talking a little bit about my background with mental health. I wasn't diagnosed until I was 16. But if you look back on my past history and talk to my mother, she will tell you that I struggled with depression, OCD, and anxiety from the time of birth. I was very difficult to deal with. Honestly, I don't know how my parents did. My brain doesn't produce enough serotonin to keep me well balanced. My OCD is a coping mechanism to deal with my anxiety and depression. My anxiety is kind of generalized more than social anxiety. I'm fine at public speaking. I have no problem sitting in front of a camera and talking. I have no problem getting in front of an audience of thousands and talking. My problem is not talking. So when I'm sitting in a room surrounded by people and we're supposed to be mingling, I have a really hard time with that just because I don't know how I'm going to come off. If someone were to approach me first, no problem. But I'm not going to go out of my way to present myself to someone. One of the things I worry about the most is time. My mom would tell you that I have suffered with this since I was young. She went to doctor after doctor and they all kind of told her, like, figure out your parenting method a little bit better, be a little bit more strict and direct, don't give in to what she wants. I was smarter than that. From such a young age, I was so smart. I wouldn't say that now, I've had too many concussions. Me and my mom had a horrible relationship until I was medicated. Once I was medicated, now we're best friends. So it really can go to show how much a person can be affected. Their personality is completely different from what they're suffering with, and it is a disease, it is a real problem. The one thing that I really wanted to talk about was when I got diagnosed, and I think that is the biggest problem, especially in my province, the Nova Scotia healthcare is really lacking with their mental health support. No one took me seriously until I attempted suicide, and I think that is very sad, and I think that's the path that a lot of people end up going down because it's not taken seriously. There's not the support there that people need. They don't get it until it's too late. Luckily for me, I failed. I drank a bottle of NyQuil and a container of Advil. I don't recommend it. It was not a good experience. I mean, why would you think it would be? It was life-changing. I ended up in the IWK, which is our youth hospital here in Halifax, Nova Scotia. It was where I really discovered my passion for art, which has transformed into the art of makeup. But before that, I painted, I drew, I wrote a lot of poetry. This was written in October 2012. I attempted suicide on October 31st, 2011. I ended up ODing and being taken to the hospital in a full doll outfit. Sure, it was quite the sight. So this is the poem. I call it Honey. Bright, blinding blue and white light shined in front of my eyes, or maybe it was behind my eyes, coming from the very depths of my soul. I was floating, no feelings of aches or pain, just a slight tingling in my fingers and toes. It felt amazing. I swear, I was laying on a cloud with angels singing me a lullaby, voices dripping anything sweet. Maybe it was honey. My aunt makes amazing honey, homemade from her hives. My life never flashed before my eyes like they talk about in the movies. I was relaxed though, and that hadn't been possible in months. I wondered where I was going, but honestly, it didn't even matter, because I was finally escaping. Escaping the pain, torture, emptiness, and hatred. Hatred wasn't even an emotion anymore. It was the adrenaline that coursed through my veins. It fueled me, and it was my only reason to roll out of bed. Unless it was aimed at myself. Not even this entered my mind. I couldn't think past the brightness. Although it was overwhelming, it was strangely soothing. I guess because I was so used to living in the dark, it was a positive change. My mind is black, and I walk through life's garden's paths with my eyes closed. Is it wrong that the most beautiful things in life scream death to me? I know that if I opened my eyes, I would see the soft petals of velvet, the dewdrops casting rainbows, and the sunlight dancing on the oily, emerald leaves. The sad part is, if I touched it, the pretty world inside the bubble would pop. It was never my world to keep, just a reminder of what I couldn't have. I felt something. My cloud was threatening to drop me, and an ache worked its way through my body. I felt an emotion too, and it was then that the sky darkened. Regret. I struggled to open my eyes, knowing that peace was escaping my grasp. Tears began to roll down my face, and another sense woke up. Renee? I didn't want this. I wanted honey to fill my ears. My eyes flew open, as if my brain finally connected to my blinds. But instead of this blinding light, it was dull and foggy. Fire rolled around inside me, and I tried to speak. I wanted to ask where I was, but the flame wanted out. I jolted up. I gave it what it wanted. The smell of salty water was in the room, the feeling of pain inside me, and pressure on my hand. The beeping sound was making my ears ring. I just wanted to be back on my cloud. That is a poem I wrote all about my suicide. So it was the feelings I was experiencing. It was the near-death experience and what I felt like it was like. Who I was then is not who I am now. My life is now full of gardens and flowers and beauty. And it's really amazing to me how far I have come in the past 7 years. I think I'm a better person because of it. This part is about what you have done and what you have learned. I've turned it into something completely positive. It took me quite a long time to get here. I'm not going to pretend it didn't. It took me a lot of heartache. It took me, getting my heart broken. That kind of brought me to my senses. These experiences are brought here so that we can learn from them. If we don't learn from them, then they were pointless. They were in vain. But if you learn from them and grow from them, then even though they were bad moments, they were still important to who you are. And I don't think anyone should ever look back on their life and regret anything. And that's one of the biggest things that I've learned, that I can't look back and hate myself for things I've done. I can't look back and think, why would I do that? Like, I was obviously in a crazy place. I was in a bad state of mind, but that's exactly it. Like, I made those decisions with the information I had at the time, and they were bad decisions. And I've learned from it. I'm a much better person because of it. For people that don't ever have to deal with mental illness or the struggles that come along with it, I don't think they can ever fully empathize. It is physical just as it is emotional. That's one thing I don't think a lot of people realize. Coming from that dark place really makes the place I live in today seem so much brighter. And it is that blinding light. It is that honey in my ears. It's everything I kind of hoped it would be. I've graduated university. I've made amazing friends. I'm doing what I love now. I'm sharing makeup and beauty with you guys. Every day I wake up, I'm excited to film. I'm excited to share my experiences with you. Sometimes I just think you have to find something you're completely passionate about, and even if people tell you you can't do it or YouTube's oversaturated, what makes you different? There's always going to be something that makes you different. We're all different. It's just your drive. That's what separates you. We all have a uniqueness about us. We all have that chance. It's just only some people take it. This is what I've always wanted to do. I've always wanted to share my experiences and make the world a more positive and beautiful place. Confidence is honestly the biggest part of beauty. Take the good with the bad, because the bad makes everything that's good even better. Life's not perfect. It never is going to be perfect, but it's what you make of it. That's one thing that I've really learned over the past few years. Make the most of everything. I wake up in the morning smiling because today is another day that I'm alive, and I can't be more thankful for that. I hope that this challenge encourages you guys to open up a little bit and to share some of your experiences, whether you want to make a video yourself or just leave a couple things in the comments. I'm going to reply to all of the comments. I can't wait to hear from you guys, because the more people that talk about it, the better it'll be. There won't be a stigma surrounding it that people that have been through mental health issues are forever tarnished. No, I think people that deal with these issues end up on the other side stronger than some people that don't go through these issues. You do get to see how bad it really can be, how dark your mind can get. Then you get to enjoy every time it's bright. I hope that I at least made you guys feel like there was someone else on here that has the same kind of feelings you guys have. It's real, it's a disease, it hurts us, it kills us, Suicide is not a choice. It is the end of a battle. The way some people still look at suicide as being wrong, I completely disagree with that. It's like someone passing away from cancer. They lost their battle with that disease, and nothing more than that. Sometimes it just becomes too much. People that do attempt suicide know that it's going to hurt everyone else, and they're in so much pain. The pain that they think you're going to deal with over them dying is less than the pain they're feeling right now. Someone that commits suicide is not being selfish. They know it's going to hurt you, and they're okay with that because they're in so much pain. That is one thing that we really need to work on as a community and as human beings. We need to help people before it gets to that point. I know it's hard for you guys to take my advice that it is going to be better, because you've heard that before. Tomorrow will be a better day. And sometimes it's not, but there is hope. There is a light at the end of the tunnel. You just have to be willing to work for it. Have people surrounding you that support you. So mothers, they might be pushing you away, because I know I sure pushed my mom away because I was looking for her to fix it. She couldn't fix it. And that's one thing you guys have to realize, is that there's not going to be a person that can fix it for you. You have to fix it yourself. There's no perfect answer. There's no right answer. Not everyone's the same. You're not dealing with the same thing, but it's all real. You can't blame someone or rely on someone else for your happiness. You have to get to that point on your own, as RuPaul says.
If you can't love yourself, how in the hell are you gonna love somebody else?
And it's true. It's really hard for people that love you to look at you hurting yourself and not feel guilt. But you have to let them know, like, it's the reason I feel this way is not your fault, and I know you can't fix it, but just be here for me. I hope you guys will run with this challenge. I'm really excited to see what some of you guys come up with and the stories you have to tell. I really hope that someone feels a little bit safer and understood when they listen to my story. Thanks for tuning in again, guys. I know this is a little bit different than what I'm usually doing, which is makeup, but it's definitely something I'm extremely passionate about, and not something you see a lot of people in the beauty community stand up and talk about. I want to be that person. See you on the next one, guys. I'm probably going to be doing the Urban Decay Naked Cherry versus the Huda Beauty New Nude. I was looking for a pinkish palette, and both of these came on the market around the same time. Both of them look amazing. I'm kind of more excited for the Huda New Nude more, just because there's a lot more shimmers and sparkles, and that's my thing. I will give you guys the whole scoop, all the tea, whether the value's worth it, the formulas are there, the colors are awesome, and the comparison between them, because they are, if you only have a certain amount of money and you can't get both, well, then I'll tell you which one you should probably get and why. Tune in next time. It should be up by Wednesday. Thank you so much, guys, for tuning in. Bye, guys. I don't usually have gloss on, and I kiss my fingers and rub it on my pants.